Hey, this is Notsir, and we are in the Tier 6 Premium Chinese Destroyer. Anshan. It has 4 130mm guns, 6 torpedoes, 8 AA guns, a surface detect of 7 kilometers, top speed 38 knots, total health 14,400. For my modules, reduced crit chance on main battery and propulsion, better main battery accuracy, faster rudder shift. For my commander, situation awareness, basic firing training, faster turret traverse, and superintendent. We are on the map Fault Line, and this was not supposed to be the game I was going to share. I was going to play 0.5.5. I was going to share the glory of the brand new changes, but we didn't get to do that. The patch had a UI issue that basically denied you the ability to benefit from the accuracy that comes when you select a target. It was just covering the screen, and it was so frustrating. I just stopped. It was unplayable. But they are working on it, and the patch will not be released until it is fixed for the North American realm. We're the guinea pigs, and in this instance, everyone else got lucky. But, it's okay. These things happen. I remember playing World of Warcraft in the beginning when all of the issues occurred. You couldn't log in. The server was awful, and they would reimburse. They'd do everything in their power to keep the customer happy. Wargaming are doing the exact same thing, and hopefully it is fixed for tomorrow, because I just can't play the game with the UI issue, and it sort of attacks my very strategy of focusing down targets rapidly in the UI. However, in this game, we captured B. Unfortunately, most of our team are north of B, and that's not very useful. They need to decide to go towards A or go towards C. I am going to head for A, support the Bajoni, who's in my division, and we run into an enemy Farragut, Tier 6 US Destroyer, and whatever I was leveling back in the day. This was a bad destroyer. The torpedo buffs had not hit. It was very frustrating. You didn't have the range. You basically had only your guns. And they had terrible velocity when you compare them to the Soviet destroyers of now. But the Farragut pulls back, the Nicholas rushes in, and we're going to try and engage him with our guns. We also have smoke. I use it to try and hide my intention, and then I send out my torpedoes. I sent one at a turn left or a turn right. He could decide whatever he'd like. I would hope that one torpedo would hit him. I think one would definitely be enough, and of course he sends his. We miss the prediction for the right turn, the starboard turn, but it's okay. His propulsion's knocked out. We're doing good damage. We haven't sustained much damage from him. The smoke is blocking line of sight for him. He has no idea where exactly we're firing from. He just has to take it as long as he's trying to run away. And his friend is backing him up. We're setting him on fire. Nice. I would love to kill him. He disappeared. We do about 2 blind shots, and we miss. So he's basically gone at this point. We can fire on the Farragut, and that's exactly what I'm going to try and do. And notice, I'm still not detected. There is a significant amount of smoke in between the enemy team and myself. So that gives me a clue. There's nobody south of my position who have yet to fire. And look at what we've got here. We've got an enemy Mutsuki, and he has slammed into the island. We are telling our team, okay, focus this guy down. Don't let him get out. He's out in the open. He can't hide. And I'm trying to get in position to use these guns. This Anshan is just like a Soviet destroyer. You play it near identical. The guns are the primary. The torpedo systems are useful, and make sure if you ever purchase this ship, there are 2 torpedoes that you can select from, and I always pick the ones that can outrange the detectability, because, let's face it, destroyers do not want to be detected if they can avoid it. So we do pretty good damage. I did have to come to a complete stop, and I'm in full reverse, so I don't have the island in the way, and look at that hitch! Wow! That was a second of frames gone. Don't know what caused it. However, we were able to hit our shot, and come on, get this guy dead. What is he at, 57 life? Really? They all 4 disperse around him? This has to be the shot. There we go. We take out the enemy destroyer, and It appears that we've pulled a Notzer, but it's more like the island was really frustrated. Notzer, you haven't run into an island recently. He just went out and grabbed us, and the Nicholas, he's aware. Of course, we were detected, but he was aware enough to turn just before the edge of the island. We couldn't engage him, and now I want to hold my fire, of course, until I get freed. And just look how far away we are. We're in a destroyer. This is supposed to have the most shallow ship in the game that you can play. These destroyers should be able to clear this really shallow water. But it feels like I've run into a rock or something that extends up and it's sort of invisible, and it's frustrating. I can't really go forward. I can't really go back. I'm trying to fix it. I'm telling my team, hey, I think I'm really stuck. I think I can't move anymore. But eventually, I commit to a full reverse, and it is a full reverse. It's sort of like a corridor. There might be an issue there. I remember way back when, in Islands of Ice, on the north side of the map, there was a giant island, and it had sort of a wide area of void next to it. It sort of looked like the island had fallen into the ocean, part of it. Obviously, it's a glacier, and that's what they're going for, but it grabbed hold of everything and held you there, and you had plenty of distance, and the water was very deep for whatever reason. But the Nicholas, he makes the mistake of showing himself. We take him out, and he waited too long to use his smoke. He really didn't have a chance. If you can land your first shot and you don't have to range it in, it's a huge advantage over the enemy. And his friend, the enemy Farragut, and I believe they are in a division, so that would make sense. If they're not, they're playing as a team. And the Nicholas got torpedoes. Don't want to lock in on that. Okay, great. We got a Phoenix. I have my smoke. Well, dang it. I'm the only one who's in range to detect, so every time I leave the safety of the smoke, I get a hint of the enemy, and we, of course, are going to fire every second. But I don't want to stay outside of the smoke. They have a clear advantage, a Farragut and a Phoenix against me. They also pop their smoke, so let's stay hidden. Maybe we can land a torpedo. I expect that the Farragut will send their torpedo, so I'm going to try and be as neutral as possible. And that Farragut is just blind firing in the smoke. He's trying to find us. We have not fired recently, and somehow he's landed shots on us, but we're going to try and continue to move, and that's a good habit to be in anytime you're in smoke, is to move forward and back. It'll allow you to deal with anyone that might sort of predict or are taking advantage of mods that give you more information than the normal. I send my torpedo. I expected that the Farragut would maintain the direction, and of course, he immediately changes it. But I have a Phoenix to deal with. I decide, okay, let's take out the Phoenix. He's low enough that we can. I fire on the Phoenix. I do good damage. Another salvo should take him out. We lose our propulsion. I decide, okay, we can't afford to take a torpedo. Look how low we are. And we're in control of the engines. Full stop, full stop. Oh, that was close. We got to kill him before he kills us. We're both really low. We land a good salvo. He's missing long. He expected us to move. We take him out. We only have 454 health remaining. And our team is down significantly, so this is not looking good. I'm just trying to drop off the radar, and this enemy cruiser's like, don't let the guy get away. He's got less than 500 health, and we're driving with the front and the rear mirror right now. We are fully aware of where the enemy is, and okay. It's over. It's over. They were able to take him out too. Leave me alone, cruiser. So we're alive, thankfully. That's the first step in succeeding, is staying alive. The next step is finding out how to attack the enemy battleship. And of course, he realizes what's about to happen, or at least he's trying to predict what's about to happen. And I suggest that, maybe you should just find happiness in the plan. And the plan is simple. We need to kill the Batman. Kill the Congo. In order to do this, however, we do need our torpedoes. We don't have enough health, and I do a quick check to get an idea of the direction he's going. Anytime you're confused or you're interested in more information, don't be afraid to just select your torpedoes. They give you basically the speed and direction of the enemy for free. Obviously, he can change his direction at any time, so it's not overpowered, but it is extra information, and any ship that has access to their torpedoes can make use of this strategy. I try to do it a lot in German cruisers, Soviet cruisers. Soviet cruisers basically are never going to use their torpedoes. Maybe one game in 100, but you can actively make use of your torpedoes just for speed and direction information. And it's pretty good. It is very good information if you've seen the indicator before. Now, a Königsberg is engaging something, a battleship. I have no idea the health. I'm not in range. I'm trying to get in range, and now we see, oh no. This is very bad. We do not have a chance. Yep, we lose the Königsberg. We do not have a chance to take out that enemy battleship. I have the Congo over here. I have another ship that's somewhere north of the Congo. This is just not good. I assume that the friendly destroyer doesn't really have the health either to fight this New York. I hope he's going to give it a try, though. We have to kill the ships and... Yep, okay. So the Congo's back. And I just check. He's not really in range yet. I can't afford to die. I'm trying to salvage this game as much as possible. So in this moment, what do we need to accomplish? We need to kill the New York. We need to kill the Congo. Both targets are pretty reasonable. Both ships are basically blind to what could occur. But we got to do this quickly. And they're not playing quickly. They are playing exactly as they need to play, very passively. The New York, all he's trying to do is deny the tick rate. He has to be very careful around a destroyer, of course, and this Congo is trying to do the exact same thing. He gets a little bit anxious and he moves forward, very close to the ship detection. In fact, I think we're going to get detected very soon. I'm trying not to get detected, but we need to get some hits on the Congo. So, the Congo appears to be headed for B. I lead the Congo with the expectation that he might straighten up and go for B. I have no idea where that other ship is. I just know that he was north. He could be anywhere. And that's a little terrifying if you're trying to bring back this game. And it looks like the friendly destroyer was able to do damage to the enemy New York. The Congo, he appears to be unaware of the danger. And we lose sight of him. But it did appear we hit 1, 2, 3 torpedoes. They cause a flood that's going to be put out. And oh no, the Furutaka shows up. He's going to capture B. This just could not be any worse. We've tried everything to stay alive and it's just not working. I can't afford to be seen. It really limits my strategy. Now, the Congo, he could decide, okay, I know he's somewhere south at least. That's where he was. I could go towards the island, expect that he might come out from behind and blow him up. I was expecting this. I was leaning towards this particular strategy from the Congo. He didn't have to go for B. The Furutaka can be there to take it from him. So he has all the advantages, and I'm just trying my best to edge out. I do have smoke in the worst case scenario, and yes, it's very close. It was very close. He chose to go for B, support his cruiser, and just play for the objective. Somehow, the friendly destroyer was able to take out the New York, so that gave us a little bit extra time that we really do need, and I'm going to head for A. I'm going for it. I'm hoping that if we take A, they'll only have access to 1 tick. A tick gives you 4 points every 3 to 5 seconds, I believe. I haven't timed it out, but it's much slower than having 2, of course. 2's better than 1. And denying them everything is the most ideal, but it just can't happen. Now, some might ask, why not continue the pursuit and take out the Congo? Well, I felt like the Congo was going to continue to move away from my ship. In that instance, I would have to get closer to compensate for the distance that he would cover, and I probably would be revealed by the enemy. In this manner, I am going to try and capture the base as soon as I possibly can and get over to B as quickly as I can. But it looks really, really bad at this point. even if we don't die, we're gonna lose in probably less than 30 seconds. It's bad. Now, we're about to capture A, and I wanted to start heading over to B. We have to get there as quickly as we can, and I move too fast. I mistime it by about 1 or 2 seconds. We completely botched that up, a huge blunder. And if the game was closer, it would have definitely meant a win versus a loss. But at this point, I don't think I had any chance. So I'm going to assume that they got around 12 points that they didn't deserve. And that's around 978. 978, and it'll tick again. So it's at 982. And it's going to tick again and again. And it's going to get up to 990. Even if I were successful in capturing it. I don't think there was any possible way to get there in time, but it's a huge mistake. It's a huge mistake. And I wanted to share it with you. We got 4 kills, 400,000 credits earned, 1,332 base XP, almost scored as high as the enemy team. We did 60,000 points of damage, give or take. It was a colossal mistake. I hope you can learn from it. I know I will. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.